Hey guys, wow, it has been a long time since I filmed anything. I wanted to make a quick video to talk about that and talk about where we're going in the future. So this is going to be a long video, just telling you right now. It's going to be a long one. So in order to help you guys out with that, I'm going to have some timestamps over here where you can skip ahead in the video if you like. You don't have to listen to me talk for like 20 minutes or whatever this video ends up being. You can skip ahead. I won't be offended. I won't even know because I don't check that part of the analytics. Anyways, let's talk about where I've been and what's been going on in my life. So the first big thing is that I needed a break. I had to take some time away from YouTube, away from a lot of stuff, personal stuff, YouTube drama. So there's been a lot of stuff going on. So first off, let me just address the YouTube stuff. I'm sure you've heard it from other creators. YouTube is really cracking down on a lot of things. It started slowly on my channel where I'd always had the channel monetized for like ads and stuff. I never expected to make much money off of this. Like I don't have delusions that I'm gonna be, you know, one of these big famous YouTubers or something like that. Like I know that I'm not, you know, like Nikki Tutorials or, you know, Simply Nail Logical. Both channels I really enjoy. Love you guys. Like you're ever gonna watch my video, but anyways, I still like those videos or those channels. But anyways, you know, like I had no illusions about these things. But what I hoped to do was make enough money that it would cover the cost of, you know, my camera equipment or, you know, paying for video editing software every month. Or I use Premiere Pro, which I don't really even know how to use all that well, but I'm learning. I'm getting better. But anyways. Yeah, so I didn't want to lose money making videos, right? I'm not here to get rich. I just didn't want to lose money. I didn't want it to cost me money. And it had been working out fairly well. I was making a few bucks through YouTube ads, you know, like $20, $30 a month. Like, really, seriously, that's about it. But, you know, you guys are absolutely amazing, and you buy my books, and you come to my classes. And so there's been other ways that I've been able to generate some income because, you know, being a BDSM educator is my job. This is what I do for a living. I teach classes, I, you know, go and I speak at conferences and I do that stuff. So, you know, this is what I do. But anyways, so it was working out fairly well. And I would get a little bitter because sometimes YouTube would like demonetize videos or age restrict them, which bugs me even more. And sometimes it made sense. Like I totally get that maybe you want to age restrict the video that I did about CBT. Okay, fine, fair, cool, whatever, I get it. I understand. I personally don't agree. I think that because I talk about a lot of safety and I'm not, you know, my videos are not like pornographic or anything, but I don't believe in restricting access to information from people. Obviously, things need to be age appropriate, right? You know, something pornographic is not appropriate for people that are young, but educational material when it comes to sexual education and BDSM stuff and all of that, it's harm reduction and it's safety. You know, we can take a look at my neighbors to the south in the US and look at the states which have comprehensive sexual education versus the states which you know, teach abstinence only and have very restrictive sex education. And you look at the teen pregnancy rates and where they teach abstinence and don't teach kids about their bodies and things like that, teen pregnancy rates are through the roof. Whereas if you look at states where, you know, they have comprehensive sexual education, the teen pregnancy rate falls. You know, rates of STIs are dramatically reduced. All kinds of like very, very positive effects from comprehensive sex ed. And what I like to do, or what I feel that I am doing, is adding to that conversation. I try to talk about things in a way which is fun, but also which is factual and informative, and matter of fact. I don't think we should be ashamed of our bodies or of, sex or our desires or any of these things. I believe that we, as adults, should be able to engage in whatever we like, as long as we're doing so with, informed consent, right? And to get to that point as adults, we need to have that education before we become adults. And, it benefits us as we grow. I have dealt with lots of people and tried to help lots of people who've had that really repressive upbringing where sex is a dirty word and we don't talk about our bodies and we don't touch our bodies and we don't do any of this stuff, and it's all so dirty and awful and bad. And then these people become adults and they're so conflicted between their desires and what they've been taught, and they really struggle with it, and it causes psychological distress, which I am not a psychologist, so I'm not, in a position to help them deal with that necessarily, but as a friend and as a peer, I can offer advice and try to help them through it, and, hope that they engage with a therapist in order to help with some of the psychological effects. But I don't know, I could go on about this forever, and I realize I'm kind of rambling here, but anyways, I'm annoyed at YouTube for restricting access to this information, basically. And a lot of the videos that have been age restricted that I've done have been videos about consent, about vetting partners, about building confidence, about how to engage safely and how to negotiate what you want and what you don't want. And those, I think, are really important subjects. And I don't think that they are, age specific. Obviously, they're going to be a little over the head of somebody very young. But if you're a teenager, I think that, you need this information. I'm not going to treat you like a child. You're a young adult and you should be treated that way, and you deserve that respect, basically. So YouTube has been, age restricting a lot of my stuff. They demonetized my entire channel. I got a lovely letter saying that even though I have not broken a single rule on YouTube, I've always been very careful about that. I've never broken a single rule, but still not appropriate, you bad, bad girl. And so there's been a lot of other educators that are in the same boat. I know What's the Safe Word has definitely, they're part of a lawsuit right now against YouTube for some of this stuff. So there's been a lot going on YouTube, and we'll see. That's all I can say, we'll see. So another reason that I have not been around is because of my health. I needed to take some time off to sort through in my head what has happened to me in the last little more than 2 years. So I filmed something downstairs. My dungeon is on the second floor of my home. So let's cut to that, and then I'll be back up in the dungeon. Okay, so let's talk about health, because that is something that, for those of you who've been following my channel for a couple of years now, ask me about on a regular basis. The short version of the story is that a little more than 2 years ago, I was hit by a car while I was walking, and I suffered really bad damage to my right leg, and I haven't been able to walk since that accident. Now you can see a little bit in the frame here. I have my wheelchair, which is what I use as my primary mode of getting around. I also have crutches that I can use because I do have one leg that works well, so I can use crutches and kind of hop around and get around usually in people's homes if I go to someone's house, or I can access places that have stairs and things like that. The world is not very accessible for those of us who use wheelchairs. Those of you who follow me who have, chronic illness or use wheelchairs or have any kind of mobility impairments will understand where I'm coming from. The world is not built for people like us. So to let you guys know, again, if you're brand new here, I have a neurological disease which is called CRPS, Complex Regional Pain Syndrome. And basically, there isn't a lot known about it other than it's incredibly painful, incurable, generally degenerative, that's sort of hard to say, and that there aren't a lot of treatments or anything that helps with the condition. So I've had it for years. I have talked in my sort of the first videos that I had put out about having it in my right arm and shoulder. That was due to a work accident many, many years ago. And so then when I was hit by this car and the damage that was done to my right leg, I had multiple tib-fib fractures. There's, the leg is mostly metal from the knee down at this point. I don't know if I'm going to be keeping the leg. It's really useless to me. We are more than 2.5, we're more than 2 years, coming up on 2.5 years post-accident. So there isn't, at this point, a lot of hope for meaningful recovery. Basically, I'm not going to be able to walk. And that's okay, except that I have had to deal with this new fact of my life, which you can understand, I'm sure, has been challenging. So I'm the type of personality where I'm like, okay, shit happens, let's just keep going. And I tried to push through after the accident and just keep working and making videos for you guys and just keep on going as if nothing was wrong or nothing happened. And that didn't work out. So the last couple of months, I just really needed to take some time, come to terms with everything. I've got a legal case which is outstanding, so I'm not going to talk about that. But just dealing with that, lawyers, insurance, all that kind of stuff, it's a full-time job and it's not fun at all. But I really needed to take some time just for myself and, process everything that's happened in the last little while. So I haven't really been showing you guys too much of me in my wheelchair, me with my crutches. I haven't purposefully been hiding it, but I just haven't been really showing it either. And I've sort of made a bit of an effort in the last few months to really, post pictures of me in my chair and things like that, because it's not something I'm ashamed of. I absolutely love my wheelchair. It gives me freedom. It gives me the ability to, go get around and just, get back to enjoying my life and being able to do things again, which is amazing. And I absolutely love it. But I do find that I get treated a lot differently when I'm in my chair or when people don't realize that I use a wheelchair. So I feel like I get really typecast, I suppose, where I have this huge library of classes that I teach, and I have, extensive knowledge on medical play because I used to be in the medical field and stuff like that. And so that's my passion. That's what I love to teach about. But all I get hired to do now, it seems, is teach about disability. And I love teaching about disability, please don't get me wrong, but, I'm more than just a wheelchair, as much as I love my wheelchair. So it's been a bit of a weird sort of time for me as far as these things go, trying to, I guess, reforge an identity out of what's happened. All right, so I also just wanted to show you guys my lovely crutches. You'll have to excuse my background. I don't usually film in my living room, but my dungeon is upstairs, and so I can't drag my wheelchair up there. But I wanted to just show you guys my mobility equipment because I want to demystify some of this stuff. And you will be seeing all of this stuff in upcoming videos because I want to make a point of showing that just because I have mobility issues doesn't mean that I'm any less kinky or that my play is really all that different. I have to go about things differently, and I'm going to do a whole bunch of videos about how to do this stuff. Like, for instance, I had to sort of relearn techniques to flog from a wheelchair. So that was a bit of trial and error and a lot of falls, getting caught in my wheels and stuff. But again, I just want to be able to show you guys that, this is the reality of my life, first of all, but also that if it is the reality of your life, you can still do all this stuff. It's no reason to stop you. So, here's me on my crutches. I know a lot of you guys probably expect the under the arm ones. I got a lot to say about those. These are a definite better choice. First of all, I can use my hands and just leave them hanging there. But these are also a lot better physiologically. They're not as apt to cause problems and damage and stuff like that. So if you have questions about my mobility devices or why I've chosen the ones that I have or any of that kind of stuff, please let me know. I am trying to put together like a bit of a personal channel where I can talk about some of this stuff. I do want to do a few people have asked me to do a review of the Freewheel, which is an off-road attachment for a wheelchair that I got recently and I absolutely love. So I'll do a proper review on that as well. I'm just not sure when that's going to happen because, as we're about to find out in the rest of this video, I have a lot going on right now. So let's get to that stuff, but I just wanted to give you guys an update on my health. In a nutshell, this is as good as it's gonna get. Hey guys, so hopefully that helped you out. I'm kind of at a point where I appreciate everybody wishing me well when it comes to my health, but it's hard to negotiate because I'm not getting better. And I've known that for a while, but it's when people say, "Oh, I hope you get better." I understand that I understand the sentiment behind it, and I appreciate it, but it's awkward. So if you would like to, say something, just wish me well, wish me less pain. That would be amazing if I could have less pain. Whew. Those of you who have chronic pain understand where I'm at, where it's never ending. Like I said, I just wanted to get that out of the way. So let's move on to some fun stuff and positive stuff. Part of the reason that I needed to take that break, like I said, is just because I needed to sort myself out. And in order to do that, because I am not the type of person who can ever just, sit quietly and not have my mind going a mile a minute, I decided that I would do some volunteer work. And right now, for those of you who are not aware, I am Canadian, and we have just dissolved our government and are in the process of electing a new government. And so we have our federal election on October the 21st of this year, and I'm really looking forward to it. I am working for a candidate, and I'm not going to get into what party, so please don't ask. I'm not going to talk about my politics because this is not what this channel is for, but I just wanted to let you know that I am doing that. And so I am going to be very, very busy until October the 21st dealing with that stuff. So don't expect a ton of videos before then. And I also wanted to remind all of my Canadian folks out there, don't forget to vote. You can register the day of, it's not like in the States where you have to register all way in advance and all that kind of stuff. We try to make it as easy as possible. Get your butt out there and vote. I don't care who you vote for, just vote. And that will be the last you hear of it from me here. But if you guys do want to keep up with what I'm doing, just day to day and whatever, follow me on Instagram. It's Ms. Morgan Thorne, and I don't post all that often, but some of you who've been on the channel or who follow me on Instagram have seen some rather interesting photos that I've been posting lately. Riding ATVs in the field and stuff like that. It's fun. Don't worry. But go check it out. Follow me on Instagram. And so that sort of brings me around to what is going on. So we are going to start, Royal Week, why not? But I'm going to start posting videos more regularly November 1st. And I'm giving myself a bit of leadway because I I'm feeling a lot better. I'm feeling way more motivated to do this, but I'm also really busy right now, and I know that I only have so much energy in a day. So November 1st, we're going to start back with one video a week, and we will also be revamping Patreon, because the folks over on Patreon, I unfortunately have been very neglected, and I'm absolutely so sorry for that. We're going to, change things up and make it better, and I'm going to tell you what the tiers are in just a few minutes, but I got a plan. So basically, we're going to get one video a week on YouTube, one on Patreon, and the differences there are going to be that the Patreon videos, I can, we can't have pornography there or anything like that. There's no nudity, nothing like that, but I can push the envelope a little further. We can be a little more risque. So that is where we're going to go. For instance, a lot of people have asked if I could do a strap-on video and talking about what is, how to find a good one or whatever. So I can't do that on YouTube. They're just gonna, be like, no. So we're gonna take that stuff over to Patreon. But we will do as much as we possibly can here on YouTube. So yeah, November 1st, everything's gonna get back going. I probably will post a few videos prior to that because I don't know if anyone noticed, but it's fall and Halloween is coming, and I'm totally not wearing a skeleton thing because, no, don't worry. Anyways, I love Halloween, and I'll probably do a couple of Halloween videos. So if there's anything like BDSM Halloween that you guys want to see, let me know in the comments, and I'll see if I can make it happen. But there will probably be at least one or two Halloween videos, and maybe a Halloween live stream again. We'll see. Anyways, so we're gonna do that, and then we've got Patreon. Let me get my notes, and we'll talk about Patreon. So we're going to revamp the whole thing, and we're gonna have 4 different tiers. Tier 1 is going to be a $2 per month fee donation. I don't know what to call it, but it'll be $2 a month. And what that will give you is access to all of those member-only videos. So all of the videos that I film for Patreon will only be available if you are a member of my Patreon. Sorry, I had this one thread hanging off. It's weird. But anyways, so yeah, you'll get access to all of those videos that I'll be doing for Patreon. And you will also get early access to online classes. I hadn't mentioned those yet. We will be doing online classes starting probably December 2019 or January 2020. I will have more info on that in a future video, but don't worry, there's going to be online classes. You guys have only been asking forever. I'm making it happen. Tier 2 will be $5, and you'll get what the previous tiers had. So you'll get the member videos, you'll get early registration for those online classes, because they're going to be limited to how many people can join the class, because I want to be able to answer questions and have interactions with you guys. And if we have 1,000 people in a webinar, I can't do that. So they will have very limited access. So by being a Patreon member, you can guarantee that you get the access to the classes you want. You'll also get a chance to vote for subjects of future videos, both on Patreon and on YouTube. And you can put in a request for a video that you'd like to see. At Tier 2, we're not guaranteeing that I will do your request, but if it's possible, we'll try to get it into the mix. We'll let everyone vote on it and go from there. Now we have Tier 3, which will be $10 per month, and you get the things which your earlier tiers got, so the access to the member videos, the access to classes, voting for videos. Your video requests will definitely get made, as long as it's possible to do so, and it'll just be a determination of when rather than if. But at Tier 3, yeah, I will definitely make your videos. You're also going to get 50% off one of those online classes per month. So I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work, whether I'm going to do a coupon code or something like that, but you will get 50% off one class per month. I'm also not sure how many classes per month I'm going to do, but at least one per month. So you will get 50% off that. And again, if you have a topic that you want or a question you want, then I will make that video. The final tier is tier 4. That's going to be $20 per month. You get everything from the earlier tiers, the member videos, the voting, all that stuff. But you will also get one free online class per month. So again, I don't know if it's going to be a coupon code or what it's going to be, but you will have free access to one class each month. And your topic or question in a video, absolutely. And I will also do an email exchange where if you have a question, it'll sort of have to be limited to like one question per month. But if you have a question or you need advice or what have you, you can email me and we will have that discussion and talk about that, and I can give you either the answer or my advice and all that. I'm also thinking, and I don't know if it's something that you guys would like, I can do a shout out in the videos to people that are patrons. So like, I mean, I'm not gonna say your full name or anything like that. I don't think that would be appropriate. But if you wanted to give me a nickname or something so that you personally know that I'm saying hi to you or something like that. If that's something you guys would be interested in, like, let me know. Or if there's other perks or things that you would like to see on Patreon, please let me know in the comments. And if it seems feasible to me, then I will add it because I want this to be a place for all of us to be happy, to learn, and to feel comfortable. So I want your feedback. I want to know what you guys think. Anyways, like I said, we will be doing online classes beginning in either December of 2019 or, January of 2020. I haven't quite figured it out yet. They're basically going to be the same format as my in-person classes. They usually run about 3 hours in length, and I'll have them recorded so that, hopefully you guys can watch them again if you need. And I'm still working on some of the details there. I just have to figure out what company I want to go with for the webinar hosting thing. So if anyone knows any good ones, please let me know, or if you use one. I've used a few before, as the person going to the webinar, not giving the webinar, but nothing's really jumped out at me as oh, this is great. But I'll get it sorted out, and I will definitely have an announcement then. But anyways, I'm going to leave this here because this is getting really, really, really long, and I need some water. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for sticking around for this whole video. Thank you for sticking around my channel, even though I haven't posted in quite a while. I love all of you. You mean a lot to me, and none of this would be happening without you. So thank you so much. And I hope that you will stick around and join me when I make my official return in November. Anyways, guys, thank you so much, and I will see you in November. Bye.